But the last one that I wrote down was being Asian.
Is an insecurity.
Was less so now, a lot less so now, but it was. So I grew up in Uxbridge, which is a like 99.9% white town. There was like 2 black families and 3 Asian families, one of them being us. So I was always around generally white folk, which is cool. And then I moved to Mississauga and Markham, and there was a lot. It was a culture shock. I was like, oh my god, there's so many Asians here. Like I'm not the only one anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I could just see the differences in how particularly white kids would speak to, or the jokes that they would make, or the cultural references. And we're all kids, like we don't know what we're saying
About other cultures,
but specifically about Asian culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're the only one, it's like, oh yeah, Mark, that's the Asian guy, or whatever. Just little things like that where you pick up on them as a kid, and you don't know why you pick up on them. You're like, I don't know why the way that Harry said, oh yeah, Mark's the Asian guy, he's so Asian, this and that, or ching chong, whatever. You don't really know
that one's
why.
a little racist, the last one.
Well, the ching chong I just added in, but like if there's something like, yeah, he's Asian,
but
he's so good at math, of course you're good at math, you're Asian. It's like when you're a kid, it's like I don't know why that bothers me, but it does.
How about like the my friend Marc's gonna come along, the Asian one?
I don't particularly like that. It's I'd rather someone not say it, but I'm also not offended. It's like, well, you're not wrong, but like I don't say, yo, Mitch is coming, he's my white friend. It's like you just say Mitch is coming, he's my friend. That's anyway.
But how about if you were with a group of like another culture, so you're hanging with a bunch of Asian guys, and then you're like, oh, Mitch is coming, the white guy.
I probably wouldn't say that. Because well, it's different when you grow up around like predominantly white people,
Mm-hmm.
and you are one of the few Asians. So anything that has to do with being Asian, you're getting pointed at, or like you're getting called out for, not in a bad way, but just acknowledging, yeah, that's the Asian guy, whatever. And just like through, I guess you could say, at the time it wasn't social media, it was just general media. Asians weren't popular or like beautiful in that sense. They weren't strong. It was painted a very different picture of like nerdy
when we were growing up,
small in popular culture, right? Like you would, if you're an Asian guy on the television screen, you're probably a nerd, or you know kung fu, right? So there was,
but like for me, I wouldn't even acknowledge that, because I guess it's different for you, where you are of Asian and you see that, and like that's how they depict us, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
For me, it's like never even noticed that.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, we have a friend who is Asian, and he's dating a white girl, and him and we were just talking, we were explaining white privilege, and she had no idea what we're talking about.
Crazy.
And we're like, yeah, like it's you wouldn't know, because it's not something you
have experienced on
express,
the opposite
or
side,
that you just experience it unknowingly. And then she felt bad after. She's like, oh, I feel so bad. I'm like, don't feel bad, but like just know that this is the thing, that Asians do not get the same privileges as others, as well as other races in general. It's not just
you're just speaking of a first.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, this is the thing. And then now she's like, I never realized that was a thing.
That's good though, because now she's understood.
Yeah, she can
like
pass along the good word.
Yeah.
But anyways, all to say, all these different experiences of my friends and peers talking to me a certain way, or mentioning certain things about me being Asian, and then looking at popular media or culture and them depicting Asians a certain way, kung fu, nerd, weak, small, whatever, or weird, right? We have like the weird dishes and shit. Some of them are weird, but at the same time, every culture has different weird foods. They're all great.
It's like interesting that those are things that are made fun of. But now, like,
I mean, you would see that. You would see that in other cultures too. Like, say you grew up in like Africa or Nigeria or something, right? Like, and there's one white kid. I'm sure that white kid would feel how I have felt. And I had a very soft exposure to, I wouldn't say racism, but just like being distinguished. Canadian. Yeah, right. Like, sure, people called me out for being Asian, and like there's a few slurs here and there. And obviously, as kids, I don't blame these people. They don't know what they're saying. But it also, I wasn't like bullied crazily or anything. It was just pointed out, and I was like, oh, I don't know why I don't like the way that they said that. Mm-hmm. But anyways, all these different experiences at some point in my life have led me to feel like I don't want to be Asian anymore. Before, now I like it. Now I'm just me. But I don't even think of myself as Asian half the time. I'm just me.
If there was bullying, I would understand why you wouldn't want to be.
I've never been bullied for being Asian.
So what's the reason that makes you have the thought that I don't want to be Asian?
Because all these different images and thoughts that you see online and on TV. Like, I would see an Asian nerd, for example, on TV who's weak, and I would think to myself, I'm not that person.
True.
I'm not weak. Fair. I'm smart, yeah, but I'm not a nerd, right? Like, I don't. Why are they depicting us this way?
For sure. Well, like, white people have every kind of characteristic.
Yeah, or like they're the big strong, they're the hero.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I would just say to myself, I don't want to be Asian anymore. I want to be like the hero. I want to be the strong guy. And yet here we are just being depicted as losers. So,
but not anymore.
Yeah, a lot less so now with like crazy rich Asians and Shang-Chi and all this stuff.
Still definitely. Oh my gosh, sorry.
But
I finick with this mic too much.
Yeah, you do.
It's so not where I want it to be, but it's fine. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyways, Invincible's super
Hell
sick.
Yeah.
The main character from Invincible, the Amazon Prime TV show. He's half Asian. Half Asian. Half Viltrumite.
Nice. Yeah. Good memory.
But I mean, it's less so now, and I think that I carry myself in a certain way that I can see past and get past and be proud of who I am now.
Do you think this is based off of the fact that Asian cultures and just more cultures in general from different places are more exposed? Like more common now. Like everyone likes anime now. Everyone likes
exposure,
more Asian foods, more.
Yeah, exposure is huge. Also,
do you think that would lessen the impact of I don't want to be Asian kind of thing?
Yes, and you know what too? When I moved to Markham and then Mississauga and being exposed to like, holy shit, this high school has like 500 Asians. I'm now not one of like 7.
Yeah,
it's normal now that I can see other Asians eating like dim sum at lunch or something. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, I know exactly what that is. I used to be the only one who used to eat that. I know that now we have this in common. I feel better about myself.
Power in numbers.
Power in numbers, yeah. But it's easier now, having gone through those struggles, and I would say coming out on the better side, stronger, more proud of myself, happier. But that's not the case for everyone. You know, some people will come out worse, so they have a vengeful vendetta against other races. I think my life has been quite good up until this point, and I've been
up until this point. What's up with this point?
Sorry,
this is the turning point right now. This conversation
this right now, yeah. But I feel good now. But that was definitely a big one that I didn't always know explicitly was something that I didn't like about myself.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So now how do you feel?
I feel good. But again, like, so my family is Chinese Jamaican. Visually, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm an Asian guy. But in my own head, I'm more culturally Jamaican than I am Chinese. And even then, it's like I'm so westernized too, because I grew up in Uxbridge, White Town, then got exposed to more Asians in Markham and Mississauga.
Like in Toronto, where it's like cultures just everywhere.
Yeah, cultures everywhere. So now it's like, cool, I'm so accepting of my own as well as everyone else's, because everyone has their own culture.
You still celebrate your own culture though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I see when I look at myself in the mirror, I just see me. I don't
before
really
you used to see an Asian guy.
Before I would see a little more Asian, like, oh, Asian guy, Asian male, whatever.
Really?
A little bit, not really, but it's less so now that I'm just being me, whatever that looks like.
Sick. That's really
but
cool.
When people want to label me as Asian, sure, I am. So like whatever, that's fine. But
that's not only who I am.
Exactly. Yeah. Really good way.
Dude, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's very different for everything else. I feel like when I would look in the mirror when I was younger, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm a white guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you would, when you were younger, you'd have that feeling.
Well, I had a very stark contrast.
What?
Stark contrast, like
stark.
Because I grew up in a white town. It's like, why does everyone have blonde hair and brunette hair and fair skin? Like, I don't have that. Do I look weird? Do I stand out? Like, am I a sore thumb? Like, that's kind of what I had.
And then you're looking at everyone around you, and then you come home at the end of the day and you look in the mirror and you're like, this is
like,
why I'm different, kind of thing.
Yeah. Who's that girl staring back at me? When will my reflection show that I'm white? No, I don't know. But you know what though? I've come to find out, and not that I ever doubted it, but some of my close friends that are Asian have felt similarly. Like,
I'm sure most have, for sure. It's like it's like a struggle, an internal struggle that isn't commonly expressed because it is an internal struggle. And maybe when you're younger as well, you're like, I'm feeling this way.
Yeah,
I don't want to express how I feel.
You don't know how to verbalize it too. You don't have the world experience to understand what racism is. What,
for sure. You're just like, this is happening. I don't know what's going on. I can't talk to anybody about it.
You just like feel it. You're like, why do I feel angry? For whatever reason.
Damn. Well, I'm glad you're okay now.
Thanks.
Up until this point.
Up until now. Now it's
when you understand that you have powers and you're a superhero and you can whoop everyone's ass like Invincible.